Every one of them involves completing the square on occasion. Okay? So I've got that on this side. What is 64 plus 576? $640. All right, now what am I going to do? That's it. I've got to divide by 640. Okay, because remember the ellipse is equal to 1. So I'm going to divide everything I have by 640. And then I'm going to take 25 divided by 640. And that'll give me a decimal. I'm going to go back to math. It gives me 5 over 128. That should not have been the case. Hold on, let me make sure I got it that way. I don't want to complicate things on this. You might have one like that.
When you pulled the 4 out in front of the y squared, you didn't pull it out of the 24.
You're right, I didn't. Okay.
That was your rookie mistake.
That makes a big difference. So that's going to be a 9. And then that is going to change this. And that's going to be a 36. Oh, so much better. Okay, so that's going to give me 100 here. Now we're good. Okay, so then I divide everything by 100. And then I've got x squared over 4 plus y minus 12 squared over 25 equals 1. So now it's set up. So now I can find all of the parts I need. I've got x is 0, k is positive 12, a is going to be what? 5. What's b? b is going to equal 2. C I will have to find, so I've got 4 is equal to 25 plus c squared. You're going to find out that c is equal to the square root of 21, whatever that is. 4.6. Okay, so if I go to graph this, I find my center point. I'm losing my ink in a hurry. My center point is at 0, 12. Okay, so that's my center point. How far do I go to the right? 2. So I go over 2, go over 2. Okay, how far do I go up and down? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops.
Potatoes.
Okay, and then I'm going to go up 4.6 for my focus and down 4.6 for my focus. Okay? You with me? Okay, that's that one. How about the next one? The next one's an ellipse too. We would just have to,
It's vertical.
it is, we would have to move the 100 over and then divide everything by 100. And then actually it's going to be horizontal because you're going to have because you're going to have 100 underneath that. So it would be vertical again. Okay, so I'm not going to do that one since it's another ellipse, very similar to what we did. Okay, what about the next one? It is. How do you know it's a parabola?
Only the y and the square.
Because I don't have an x squared.
It's true.
So what am I going to do to solve this thing? I'm going to have to solve for the x, right? Okay, so I've got, surely I have one that has more ink than that. Okay, so I've got y squared minus 12y minus x plus 25 equals 0. So I'm going to take the x over. So I've got x equals y squared minus 12y plus 25. Now what am I going to do? I got to complete the square. You can work on both sides or you can work on one side. What goes right there? goes right here?
36.
36.
Yes.
If 36 goes right here, what goes right here?
30.
If I'm working on the same side, negative 36. If I'm working on opposite sides, I can put the other 36 over. So then I've got x is equal to y minus 6 squared plus, that's going to give me a negative 11, right?
Sure.
Okay, now you can go down your cheat sheet on your parabola. You should be, now you're on the right hand side over here because it has x equals. You can figure out. Now be careful, be careful on this. Because what is your h here? It is, but be careful because on these, that's where you can get mixed up because we're so used to finding the first one right there. So the h is negative 11 and the k is positive 6. Okay, be very, very careful on that. What's your a? 1. Okay, and then you're going to go down and you're going to do it exactly like you've done the other ones. Okay? All right. I am looking for so that's this one. The only thing, let's see, we've done a hyperbola only in the sense that we did it with the homework. So find one of those and tell me it's a hyperbola, and find one of those and tell me it's a circle, and we'll do those two.
One.
Which one and what is it?
I think it's the second one.
Second one down is the hyperbola.
I think so.
Okay, so let's do that one. Do y'all agree?
Yep.
How do you know?
Minus.
Because it's minus right there. Okay, I also know that this one is going to be a hyperbola as well because the y squared and the x squared are on opposite sides and they're both positive. So I'm going to have to take the x squared over, which will make it an x squared or a y squared minus an x squared. So that's going to be a hyperbola as well. This one is also a hyperbola. Okay, actually no, that one's not. What is this one? Yeah, it is because it's minus. Okay, if it had been plus, it would have been a circle. But because it's minus, the only one that's minus is the hyperbola. Okay? All right, so let's do this one. We've got 10x squared minus 7y squared minus 70 equals 0. I'm not going to have any that I have to complete the square with. Okay, so I take the 70 over, and then I divide by my 70. So that's going to give me x squared over 7 minus y squared over 10 equals 1. If, perchance, you ended up getting the same number underneath here, and this was a plus, it would have been a circle. Okay? But the only one that's minus is the hyperbola, which makes it easier. Okay, so what is my h, what is my k, what is my a, what is my b, and what is my c? H and k are 0. I like those. Okay, what is a?
7?
Square root of 7. Whatever the square root of 7 is.
3 something, sure.
Okay, so 2.6. What is b? 3.2. Okay, and c is going to be whatever the square root of 17 is. 4.1. Okay, is this thing going to be like a vertical or is it going to be a horizontal?
No.
Do what?
Vertical.
It's going to be up in, it's going to be what?
Maybe vertical.
What comes first?
The X.
The x squared. Don't get it mixed up between the ellipse and the hyperbola. Okay? On the hyperbola, whichever one of these comes first tells you whether it's horizontal or whether it's vertical. This one's horizontal. Okay? On the ellipse, those make the difference. But on the hyperbola, whichever comes first makes the difference. Okay? So I'm going to put my center point. This is the one that you're going to form the box with. So from that center point, I'm going to go over 2.6. I'm going to go to the left 2.6. And because it's horizontal, I know that these are the vertices. Okay? So if it asks for the vertice, it's 2.60 and negative 2.60. Okay? How far up am I going to go?
3.2.
3.2. Okay, now I'm gonna box it out. Oh, and I also can give you the asymptote for it, because they're probably gonna ask for that. So your asymptote is gonna be y equals plus or minus, and it's always gonna be the square root of what's underneath the y is gonna go on the top. So in this case, that's gonna be your b. So I have 3.2 over my 2.6x. Technically, you could take the decimals out of it and reduce it down. Okay, but I will actually accept that. Okay, so then I'm gonna draw. Ooh, I totally missed the center. Okay, we said they were horizontal, which means then I'm gonna make my thing this way. And I have 4.1, which is gonna be approximately right there and right there as a focus. Okay? All right, the only one that we haven't done is a circle. Okay? I don't know if y'all remember how easy the circle is.
I forgot. Quite easy.
think the third
This one's
one.
a circle, okay, because it's plus and there's not a number in front of it, okay, so. The only thing I need to know is the center and the radius. So what's the center?
3, 0.
3, 0. What's the radius? 5. Okay, so to graph it, I find that center point. Okay, that's the center point, and what am I going to do from that? Go in all directions by 5. Okay, you go up 5, go down 5, to the left 5, to the right 5.
2, 2.
And if you're smart, you'll have a compass
Ooh.
and draw your
Who
circle.
just has a compass?
Do I?
Who just has a compass?
I don't know.
What are we going to
Colin?
have with a can of beans?
Colin just has a compass with him.
Yep. Well, Colin's Colin. He magically has
Okay.
gray hair when he's like 15.
That's all of that information. Okay, so what we're gonna do for your homework, and I'm gonna get you started on it now, and I'm gonna help Thomas, is I'm going to assign you problems to do. Okay, now this is, they can be any of those 4 things, okay? Now, it doesn't, like it is say, just say whether it's the hyperbola, ellipse, whatever. I don't want you to just do that. I want you to do what we did when we did those, okay? So in other words, if it's a circle, give me the center and give me the radius. If it's a parabola, go straight down here. If it's really truthfully, you could go straight down on all of them, and I want them graphed, okay? So this is kind of like a review, so you want to graph them as well as give all the information for it. So on page 453, I want you to do, let's do the even, 14 through 30, okay? So use your cheat sheets, but also graph. I don't even think it's, oh no, it does say graph, okay? So you have to write it in standard form, and then it says write whether it's a parabola, circle, ellipse, or hyperbola, but I want you not only to do that, obviously when you graph it, you're gonna know which it is, but I want you to do all the information that we worked on throughout the chapter for that particular one, okay?